Welcome to Between Brothers Podcast. The Chancellor himself, Lando. Yeah, I stole your name. No, let me stop. The Chancellor himself, Zero. In the building, Chancellor of Charisma. And of course, we have the Duke of Bananas, Lando in the building. This is the Between Brothers Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Zero, how was your week?
It was pretty standard this week. But on a Wednesday, we went to our meeting and they got us doing I guess we got a competition. Um they got us doing like battleship, but it all stems from completion percentage. So I guess every day our teams were split up in two groups of four, and I guess every day whoever's completion percentage is the best out of the two teams, we uh we get to take a shot at the we get to take a shot. They put it on a spreadsheet, so every day, yeah. So I guess we already know how to play Battleship, but we're gonna do it on the computer. We just say what space, and our manager places it up there. They said we'll get 25 award points for winning the game. Um, they asked for they asked for a team name, and I said and I suggested is our team name is We Winning, and if we don't win, it's because they cheating. It was like that was gonna be. I was there was they started laughing. I was like, no, I'm dead serious. That's the name of the team. That entire sentence. But they were like, who's gonna be the leader? All my teammates put their heads down. I was like, fuck it then. Like clearly, it was like clearly I'm the lead dog here. So I set up everything. Yeah, I set up how the ships are gonna go, and I think Monday we start. So besides that game, um, the kids got spring break this week, so it'll be pretty interesting. Well, not really pretty interesting. It's gonna be eventful, but that's about it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, hopefully y'all win. And what is the role of the team leader?
Um, Basically, the role is they're the person who chooses where to attack on the board. So yeah, it's like we all, yeah, as a team collectively we do the it's for the completion percentage, but one person's in charge for calling out the attacks. So because nobody else wanted to do it, it's on me. I don't mind though. I mean, it is what it is. It's like everybody else was putting their head down. It was like we already know you don't lead, so hey, it is what it is. I
And,
got this. I should get all 100 award points, but it is what it is.
or award components?
um, we have this system called called award where we could where we can like go on Amazon and use our points to get items depending on how many points we have. But it still ain't free. Like the system the system is basically pointless because when you use your points on the award code site, whatever the price is for the item, they take it out of your paycheck. So
The hell?
yeah, it was like, what's the point if what's the point of the points if you're just going to take the cost of the item out of my paycheck anyway? I might as well
Mm,
just bought it myself.
yeah, I mean, you did.
Because it's like it seems like, oh, it's on the company because the company is awarding them to you. But then when you use it, it's garnished. So it's like, and it's hard as hell to even get points in the first place. I don't even know how the system even works. It's like one day you'll have no award code points, and then all of a sudden you have like 120. It's like, yo, where did this come from? And of course, I got a new manager. He can't answer that question, so it is what it is.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully, y'all win, but just for the sake of it, the prize kind of trash.
Yeah, that's all. I just want
But
bragging rights. It's like I told y'all we winning before we even set up our shifts.
yeah. As far as my week, wasn't nothing special. Outside of it was young Mace's birthday, so they did a birthday party at like one of them trampoline parks. Um, no, I mean it was a kids party, so pretty much kids just ran around um, and did kid stuff, and they had Marco's Pizza. I don't know why Marco's Pizza is around.
why does why do you exist as a place?
This like how can I put this? Because I think it's probably the worst pizza chain out there, other than Little Caesars. But I don't know. I would eat Little Caesars before I eat Marco's because it's significantly cheaper. So it's like if I'm gonna have bad pizza, I might as well have the cheaper bad pizza. So horrible pizza. But that's what they had. That's what uh that's what they bought. So I had a slice and it was done. I was like, yeah, I can't do this. This this pizza ain't fit to consume. So yeah, so that was pretty much today. Baked some cookies. Normally I do chocolate chip, but decided to mix it up. Did some snickerdoodle, but for some reason they came out like fluffy, like kind of cakey.
Hmm.
Don't understand why that happened, but I'm gonna make some tweaks on that. They made the Duchess's favorite cookies, sugar cookies. Those actually came out really good. I'm not a fan of sugar cookies, but they were good. They were good. They had that flavor. And that's all that matters. So, and this week was all Caribbean out. We had some Haitian chicken today for dinner, oxtail the day before, no, Friday, and we had some curry goat a couple of days before that. So, we ate good this week, man. Ate good. So we'll see. We'll see how this week turns out, but not a whole lot to report this week. So let's get to these topics. So there's a term that we in the community call fumble the bag. And generally that is used for some reason when a guy loses a girl. Like, man, he fumbled the bag. But it was supposed to be, I think originally it was supposed to be like a money term. Well, Nico lamaleava
Mhm.
has to be. I haven't said this in a while. He got to be the dumbest. So you have $2.5 million in the bag. You're gonna be the starter for the next few years. So $2.5 million. I don't know how the NIL deals work, whether it's per season or the whole time they're there. Regardless, it's $2.5 million. Whether it's per year or in 3 years, that's way more money than you would have made prior to NFL or NIL deal.
Mhm.
He says, man, that ain't enough. Tennessee, I need 4 million, or I ain't paying, or I ain't playing. You pay, or I don't play. And Tennessee said, well, we don't play. We call the volunteers for a reason. Carry your ass. And now, instead of having 2.5, and he's thrown 8 pass attempts his college career. So I think he was going into this season as I think it was going to be a sophomore season, but I don't think he was a true sophomore. But yeah, that's what this dude decided to do. The thing about the NIL deals is that it gives college players more power. But at the end of the day, the university still holds the power. Similarly to when NFL players hold out, generally speaking, unless you're like Hall of Fame level player, the owners usually
Mhm.
win because they have more money than you. At the end of the day, like they have more money than you. So there's no reason for us to do this battle. Like you're gonna run out of money. The NFL is still gonna go on. I'm still gonna get paid. I'm still gonna collect checks. And the guy who's replacing you, though he may not be as good, we don't know. But let's say he's not as good. Hey, it is what it is. And now I don't have to pay him the 20 million a year that you asking for. I'm
Mhm.
paying him 6 or 4. Actually, a lot of times, like for example, a Jimmy Garoppolo, he didn't hold out, but a Jimmy Garoppolo situation where Brock Purdy getting paid 920,000 compared to your like, I think it was like 30 some million a year that he was making. It's like, bro, all right, if he would have pulled that, like, all right, hold out if you want to. We got this other guy, that looked just as good. So I think, like I said, I don't understand what possessed him to believe that he should have got more money. I don't know I don't know who has the biggest NIL deals, but yeah, a guy who hasn't done anything so far in his college career can't imagine why he would think, yeah, go ahead, run me them ducats. I need 4 million. So, what are your thoughts on the biggest bag fumble in college football?
Like I'm trying to look this guy up, and it's like What makes you think that you should be over here demanding anything? What like what? When they could just, especially because I don't know where he ranked. Like if he was like a 5-star recruit and he thinks he's indispensable. Does it look? Hmm. Yeah, because it says he's in Tennessee from 2023, so I think he was a sophomore. He was the MVP of the Citrus Bowl. But it's like you think that MVP at the Citrus Bowl is gonna be like, yo, I need some cash in my pocket. Now, so, like this dude, I don't know what to think of this guy because I didn't know who the hell he was until the story ran. So it's like, like what clout do you have?
Yo,
Like what numbers do you have? Like where were you in the recruiting process when they recruited you for you to sit here and think that you gonna give a major university an ultimatum? And then ultimately they dismissed you from the football team.
yeah. So now it's like, oh, well, F around and find out. That's what he did, and yeah, that's I'm looking at Shador Sanders had the highest NIL deal this past college football season
Mhm.
at $5.1 million. The year before, it was at 1.3 million. Shador Sanders, the year before, was at 1.3 million, and he was one of the biggest names in college football.
So they said he last season he threw for 2,616 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, and led Tennessee to a 10-3 record and the program's first college football playoff appearance. So you thought one season was going to get you?
Oh,
It's
I
like
heard
you
he only had 8 pass attempts. That's actually a decent season, but not enough to be
talk
demanding
about.
4 million.
I'm saying it's like, yo, we need to renegotiate. Well, like renegotiate.
So
I
you
need.
got to think. All right,
Yeah,
Shador
he
had
would
the
have been a
Sanders
junior if
name.
he
Yeah, Shador had the Sanders name behind him. He got 5 million.
Mhm.
Arch has the Manning name behind him, and he has 3 million.
We can't even pronounce your name, and you talking about.
You need to pay us 4 million just to say your name. That's labor. That is laborious work. You know what I'm saying? Like we say your names, things start flowing in the house.
I'm
You know what I'm saying?
saying,
Matter of fact, all my cabinets open when I say your name.
I'm saying it's like trying to say what's that what was that dude that you had to say his name backwards or some shit?
Rumpelstiltskin?
Yeah.
How the hell do you say that backwards? Dude had that last name. You remember Outlaw Star? and
Yeah.
the freaking I forget the mages or whatever chant they used to do and they did they psychic powers.
Yeah.
That's who he was. So that's his last name. Pago Sanfa, I think that's what it is. but you out here demanding 4 million. Okay. You keep getting them checks though. Well, because
Somebody gonna be willing to pay you.
technically, ain't nobody giving them checks.
Yeah,
They're like, hey,
because any program will look at that and be like, you basically you basically put the program ahead of you in this situation. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, I don't get it.
yeah. You, he like for real. I ain't mad that he demanded more money. I'm really not mad at that. But bro, for that kind of bread, you got to be coming off a Heisman nomination or something, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, this ain't the NFL. They're not as
Oh,
big as the NFL. Even though they do make a lot of money, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. But the NFL is the biggest league in the country right now, and I understand those are the checks that they'll be handing out there, but you literally make less as a rookie unless you were a top, you know, top I don't even know if all first round picks make multi millions in their rookie seasons or whatever. So yeah, you would have made less as an NFL rookie um, starting out. I don't know what they get paid now, like on a per year basis when they're like, what's the number one overall pick make in the NFL? Where they get cat? Because I know they get like most of their money they get in their final year, but it's not a whole lot of money
yeah, I
up
think it's
front.
like a 4 year, like maybe 20 something million
Let me look it up.
without the fifth year option, without the free throws. I know as a oh, he actually so as a prospect, he was actually the number 2 quarterback in the nation and the number 1 recruit. Not and yeah, in the nation he was the number 2 recruit, number 2 quarterback, and number 1 in California.
What that got to do with college sports, though? Like his that was great coming out of high school, and that's probably why he got that NIL deal. But
Yeah,
like you said,
he
like
was
we
a
didn't
redshirt
really.
sophomore.
Yeah, I thought he wasn't a true sophomore, so it's just like you still haven't proven yourself. Um, so the first overall pick last season, Caleb Williams, he got his rookie scale was pretty much $38 million, which
Mhm.
included a $24 million signing bonus. Um, that I believe that is including the the um, the fifth year option.
Okay.
It doesn't really say though. No, because it says will sign a deal in the $37.9 million range since altered rookie deals. Trevor Lawrence owns the richest rookie contract for a first overall pick at $36.8 million for
Okay.
4 years. So that did not include his fifth year option. So that's about $9 million a year for Trevor. So is it fair for a college football player who didn't do what Trevor Lawrence did to get to the NFL and be, one of the highest rated NFL prospects to ask for about half of what he was getting 5 years ago?
Mhm.
No, because again, the highest paid guy had a massive name and brand behind it and only got five. You know what I'm saying? So to ask for something that he was getting pretty ridiculous, especially you didn't like win at a big level. You know what I'm saying? I know they made like the what was it? They made the the extended playoff, and they had a good season. But yeah, to like be like, hey, no, I need over the year I had 20 something touchdowns. Like that's not all that impressive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially in college, like when dudes putting up 50 touchdowns. They're saying there people saying Shador Sanders shouldn't be a first overall or first round pick, and he threw for 40 plus touchdowns. You threw for half his touchdowns and expecting the same money as him. That's crazy, man. So, this dude found a way to fumble $2.5 million away. There's nothing wrong with asking for the money, but then holding out, like
Mhm.
college ain't gonna move on from you. Like college don't get 80 something scholarships per season. Okay, dog. Like, yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see when we see it, man. And now you about to go to a smaller school, or you might still go to a major school, but they probably
Yeah,
not
because
gonna
he's in
pay
the
you that.
transfer portal. Yeah.
But I guess that's the risk you take. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm taking that risk now. After now you probably should. I don't know when you take that risk really, because yeah, he's going. He was a redshirt sophomore. You said so. He was going into a redshirt junior, right?
No, this would have been his redshirt sophomore year this coming season.
Okay, so but he'd be eligible for the draft after this season because
Hmm.
it'll be 3 years. So yeah, that's not a good look, dog. Keep getting them checks though, man. I hope you can land somewhere else and make some money. Um, it just won't be with Tennessee. Anyways, let's go. All right. So the NBA season over pretty much. I think today or tomorrow would be the last games. We're recording this on a Sunday, but there's only one game left for the teams that have a game. So the seeding, I don't think is as of right now are completely locked up. Let me pull up the seedings real quick. Um, I'm pissed off. The Lakers screwed me on my parlay. I picked them to win under their wins, and actually, they were kind of pacing that for a little bit. And then they made the Luca trade, and then they went on like an 8 game win streak or something like
All right.
that.
I got the I got the what's it called? The seating.
Um, so yeah, so the Warriors, I think it's official. Warriors they were the 6th seed, but I think the Timberwolves won tonight, so they got that spot now. Um, so I guess first question is who who are the biggest surprises this year for you?
For me, um, the Cavs,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, that came.
Um,
That was out of nowhere.
so my top three surprises were the Cavs, the Rockets,
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
and
good.
and the Lakers being the third seed.
The Lakers don't surprise me as much because of the Luca trade. Even though I thought that they were going to struggle defensively, which they have. They do have some good defenders, but Luca still can't can't guard an empty parking lot. So
Actually,
uh,
scratch that. Detroit.
Detroit was definitely a surprise. Um, to be all right, so for the preseason, like going into the season, I'm like, okay, like who's gonna be good, who's gonna be bad. the Cavs, the Cavs, I figured were going to be lower than what they are. They end up with the best record in the Eastern Conference. Um, who else? The Lakers, like I said, I bet they're under. They finished like 6 games over their over under line. So that was definitely a surprise. And I would say the Rockets as well. I didn't think that they were going to be able to turn it around that fast. Um, Also, some teams that surprised me in a bad way were like I guess when we got into the season, the Bucks finishing nearly 50 wins. Um, I don't even know what was the last time Doc Rivers' team had 50 wins. I feel like he's a 40, 48, 49 win coach since Celtics days, you know.
When he was at the
So
Celtics, they went. Did they go like 66-16?
mm, they won 60 games. I want to say it was 65 though.
Okay.
But um but yeah, so because of how bad they were in the beginning, and then really what I think turned the season around was Giannis is like he wasn't worried about Dame no more. You know what I'm saying? Like it was I'm gonna get mine and Dame, you get yours how you can get it. But I'm about to go do this. And so I think that was the shift for them. And they ended up turning the season around. Um the the one thing in a bad way, I didn't think the Spurs were gonna be as bad as they were. I thought they were gonna be a play-in team at least. Um who else? Uh, the Timberwolves, I thought that they were going to be fighting for that top seed again, and they didn't. But then again, they got Julius Randle, so it don't surprise me. And and of course the Suns. Like as much as I hate Kevin Durant, bro, y'all got to at least make the playoffs, man. Like people put Devin Booker as the best shooting guard in basketball, which I'm not exactly sure why he is considered that. But he's the best shooting guard in basketball, and he can't get his team to the playoffs when they let 10 teams into the playoffs.
Okay, the last time Doc's last 50 win season was his last year in Philly. He went 54-28.
Oh, when was that? How long ago was that?
Yeah, that was the 22-23 season.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know they won that many games. That
Yeah, he
in Philly. I
he
should
won
have known
six.
that though. I should have known that though, because there was a couple of years Embiid had a better record than Jokic.
Yeah, he
And
had 60 wins twice.
both
Back
with the
back
Celtics?
yeah, so when
Yeah.
it went 66-16 the year they won the
Oh, so you
championship, they
were right
went
about
62 and
66.
20.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Doc Rivers is trash. Um, now one thing I will say, I publicly criticized JJ Redick. He did do a good job this season, so I got to give him his shout out. Winning 50 years as a rookie head coach with some of the issues that they dealt with over the season, and the adjustments he made. I'm not convinced that he's a good coach or like a great coach. But he could very well be like that Eric Spoelstra. I thought Eric Spoelstra was a good coach from jump, but I don't. When you have a mind like LeBron and a mind like Luca, I'm not sure how much coaching you're doing, you know. But but like ever since Eric Spoelstra lost all his Hall of Famers, he still, the Heat have still been a very consistent team, even though not like
Yeah.
a great team. Um, but they're a playing team this year. but they lost Jimmy Butler, and they don't really have a very good roster. So, um, and can we get rid of the plan? Come on.
Please, because I'm so sick and tired. Like when a team win 26 games and no, and they still the 10 seed is like, come on, yo.
Bro, the Miami, who shouldn't be in the playoffs, they're playing team 37 wins, and the Mavericks have 39 wins. So like losing record teams are constantly like, bro, like we need to get back to the 8 game point, keep it pushing, or the 8 seeds and keep it pushing. Why y'all wearing down these bad teams to go for them to go up against in the West? All right, so you trying to decide whether like the Grizzlies, Kings, or Mavericks gotta face the Thunder?
Yo, there is
Come
only
on, dog.
there is one player. There's a player that I blame for this. Damian Lillard. The reason why I say that is because when they went into the bubble
Mm-hmm.
and he said, look, if we're not gonna be able, it's like if we're if I think he said if my team is not able to even challenge to get a playoff spot, then there's no
Mm-hmm.
reason for me to play. And they
No, that year
or
it was because they didn't let all the teams play,
yeah,
but then they were letting like it wasn't even really a seeding thing either. Like it was just like I don't know. Probably it was probably more of a financial decision on their side
yeah,
or the legal decisions on their side with like the COVID rules or whatever. But yeah, to let
yeah.
like they let certain non-playoff teams play and the other certain
Yeah, and
non-playoff teams that
they
yeah
ended up
that made
becoming the 8th seed. Folks were saying that the Suns should have been because the Suns didn't lose a single game in the bubble. It
yeah
was
they had like a bubble tournament to make the yeah I remember that
he
was
said
a disaster.
I'm sorry, Dave, you my favorite player, but mm, nah, it was like I blame him for that. It was like you there should have been no reason why the Blazers should have been
No,
should
I
have been.
remember that year. No, he was right to complain about that too. Because that was stupid. That was so stupid. But you know, like the NBA, they've been trying to fix the All Star game, and everything they've done, they've like over the last 5 years, they've just been like, all right, we ain't doing that next year. So it's just like, no, like at the end of the day, the All Star game does not need antics
Yeah.
for they need the players to really play. That's what it needs. So anyways, yeah, so I guess let's go into some predictions. Um I don't want to change up the award predictions we made. I think we made them. Anyways, I had to go back to that episode.
Mhm.
But who you got winning the finals? Who you got going to the finals? Who you got winning the
So I got I got OKC versus Boston, and it pains me to say it. I got Boston repeating.
finals? Yeah, there's no reason for me to believe that Boston shouldn't repeat, but um I got the same exact two teams, but
Got
I'm
you.
going OKC. I just
OKC.
think I just think I don't know, man. I just especially some of the like defensively how well they match up with Boston.
Hmm.
I think the issue would be experience.
Got you.
That would be the issue. Man, I don't really want to bet on inexperience versus experience, especially some. But now that I see like Shea actually going out there and like if we need 50 to win, I'm gonna go get 50, unlike last season where he was really having his way with the Mavericks and he kind of let his foot off the gas. Um, I
Mm.
don't know, maybe it's just a Canadian thing. Those guys don't have a whole lot, killer instinct in them. But but yeah, so that's why I'm going with them. And then also, like I said, with their size and everything like that, because you got to think like I think Shea is their smallest player on their lineup, and he's 6'6". You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, I think with their size, they give Boston problems. Um, and but also the Cavs are definitely a legitimate team. I just don't think they match up with Boston well enough to beat them in a playoff series. But yeah,
And bring back the 5-7-7 format.
yeah, we gotta get them.
Get
We
rid of
gotta
the
get that
play-in.
get rid of that and get rid of 8 season, 7 season. Like, we don't need that no more.
Yeah, it's like get rid
We
of the
don't need that no
play-in.
more, man.
Like, bring me back to the 5-7-7. It was like or
Yeah. Let's get back to that baseball format. 5, 7, and 7. Keep it pushing. Or if you're gonna do the play in, do 5, 7, 7. Like if you want to
yeah,
choose one or the other, if you're gonna keep the play and do the 5, 7. But for real, we need to get back. We just need to get back to what we used to have back in the '90s when it came to that format. But there's too much money to be made. It's just they get to charge more for tickets, all that, and
yeah.
they don't have to pay the players. You know what I'm saying? Because those multi-million deals, that 300 million, those are regular season only checks. Once the playoff comes, I don't know what NBA players get paid, but I heard NFL players get paid like 40 grand a game or something like that.
Yo, them niggas it's like they went from looking at they direct deposit and seeing millions to they're
Bruh,
getting the fucking stipend.
bruh.
Yeah, they get paid less to play in the Super Bowl than they do
Hmm.
the entire year.
Yeah, they'll get like a bonus for playing in the Super Bowl and winning the still. Winners get like more money, but like the fact of the matter of how much money these teams make during the playoffs, yeah. That's why I understand why more owners don't care about winning. Like, so you're just gonna keep paying these guys several $100 million to not make the playoffs? Because that's the time where you make your most profits, it seems. Hey, we're gonna charge triple for the tickets. All the games are gonna be sold out, and
All right,
you only
so
you're paying a player a fraction of what they get paid during the regular season.
so what it says is NBA players do receive playoff bonuses, which are shared among the team members. The amount received depends on how far the team advances in the playoffs. The 2024 playoff pool totaled 34 million. Um, so they said
And
teams in the
that's
first.
split between 15 players.
He said the teams in the first. So so it said bonuses increase from 12 to 17% for each round of the playoffs. The 2020, yeah, the champion. They said the 2024 NBA champion received $8.55 million in playoff bonuses, which was a 79% increase from the previous year. Teams in the other payouts, teams in the first round receive $453,000 each, and the teams in the
Teams.
conference. Yeah.
Teams.
And
That's
teams
15 players max. And a lot of these teams don't carry 15 players on their rosters. It's like 12 to 13.
and teams in the conference semifinals receive 552,000.
Teams. That's split between the team. So just imagine you friggin' Jason Tatum, 304 million. I don't know how much money that is per every 2 weeks. For those who don't know, players don't get paid by the game. They get paid every 2 weeks. So
It's like nigga to write a check every time. It's like, yo, your check
and
is
you
in
out
your
here,
locker every month.
your direct deposit hit, then you get to the
You
playoffs, you like you you see that direct deposit hit in the intensity that you just went through in that game or that series, and
know,
you just gotta sit there and just look at that check and be like, just tell
yo,
yourself it's for the glory.
it was about to say that's the name. It's for the glory. Because he said, because 453,000 divided by 12 players is $37,750. But that's just for the players,
Madness.
right? It's not divvied up for the coaches either, is it?
Nah, nah.
All right,
No,
cool.
the
Okay.
coaches don't get paid with the players.
Okay.
Like their stuff is
Separate.
separate.
Okay.
But I don't know how the coaches get paid though. You know what I'm saying?
No, the coach is probably coaching for
So
free. They coaching for that ring.
yeah, I'm sure the coaches get paid. Maybe they're like maybe less or whatever, and they gotta look at their check and be like, it's for the glory. You know? Don't mean a thing
Especially
without
NFL players, yo.
that's why Jordan didn't care about getting NBA checks. Cause he was like, when they were paying him $1 million and some change, yeah, and his playoff checks was like 12 grand. he like he was definitely telling himself it's for the glory.
Yo, that's yeah, I bet you it was his playoff checks that he was gambling.
Oh, definitely. Those are definitely the checks that he was throwing away.
Yo, it was like, and besides, a lot of honestly, even though it's for the glory and whatever the um players like even the I don't know, yeah, even I don't know if lower level players still get sponsored by like companies like Nike, Under Armour, and all that, even though they're not stars or superstars, but they probably get more. They probably don't even care about the playoff check because they probably get more from the endorsement that they may be getting.
No, yeah, I mean, you don't really hear about NBA players talking about not spending their uh their league money.
Mhm,
You hear more of that in the NFL, which and if, like when Gronkowski was like, yeah, he never spent any of his NFL checks. I'm like, this is pre like where he was like the Gronk. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? I'm like, what? How, like you ain't even getting bread like that, and you never spent your NFL checks. And I'm like, and that I don't know how that works. You know what I'm saying? Like how you as a rookie you came in and you had enough money to where you didn't have to touch your salary. You know what I'm saying? Like I can understand somebody saying like they haven't spent their NFL checks in a very long time. I think Marshawn Lynch had mentioned that as well. Like he never spent his NFL money, but I don't know what that means. Like because you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what that means. So I'm like, are these guys getting sponsors and stuff like that? Like as soon as they come out, are they top round pick? I don't know how
mhm.
that works, but definitely, hopefully one day we'll get big enough to or get some connections to figure what that life is like on how they get paid and things of that nature, especially those guys specifically. But I never heard an NBA player say that. Um, but yeah, all right. So that's our finals prediction. Um, to be honest, I want to say that's who we picked preseason was
Oh, we had to go.
OKC and Boston.
We had to go back to the videotape.
Go back to the videotape. But anyways, let's move on. Dwight Howard came out, said that Shaq was gonna walk him down the aisle for the Hall of Fame. Because now they're best buddies and married after having a man-to-man conversation, I guess. And I really don't like Shaq. I love Shaq, by the way, but I don't like the way he handled this situation because, like, he'll antagonize guys. Then when guys like really go off on him, he'd be like, "Man, I was just joking with you. Y'all can't take a joke." But like, here's the thing about that, and I know Shaq is always constantly joking and things of that nature. But if me and you don't got no relationship, you not joking. Bro, like if every time I hear you and you saying something crazy about me in a negative way, no, I'm not taking that as no joke. I'm gonna take it as you don't fool with me. And that's cool. You don't gotta fool me, but don't when I go off on you, you be like, oh, you can't take a joke. But we'll see Shaq on TNT many times when they clowning him and he ain't got no comeback, get upset. Talking about people ain't got like, oh,
How
you
many
can't take a
rings you
joke.
got?
Yeah. Or especially when Charles Barkley get on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, bruh, I forgot it was recently he like threatened Kenny like for calling him out about something. I forget what it was, but like Kenny didn't really take it serious or whatever. But like on TV he looked serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So while Kenny was making fun of him, so it's just like, nah, bro. Like you, the last person who can say can't nobody can take a joke. You know, you just like you, the one who likes to dish it, and you don't like taking it back. And I know a lot of people like that. Not again, I love Shaq. I think Shaq is hilarious. I think he's one of the most entertaining people in sports. So it is what it is. But you're not about to tell us. You're not about to tell. Like if I'm Dwight Howard, I would have hit him with like, bro, you're not about to convince me that you was like you. Man, I was playing with you. Who said I didn't like you? You said Brooke Lopez is better than me when I was averaging 20 and 19. I was averaging 25. I was averaging 25 and 15. And you said Brooke Lopez averaging 14 and 4 was a better center than me. Come on, dog. You're not about to convince me that you like me. They over here, unless all that changed, because Shaq seemed like he was okay with Dwight until he did the Superman thing. And I don't know why that bothered Shaq so much. But Shaq, you are not a high flyer. You know, Dwight Howard's probably the highest jumping big man we've seen other than Wilt Chamberlain. Maybe Amari Stoudemire, like his athleticism, might be the only other guy I can think of. Blake Griffin, but Blake Griffin isn't as big. So what do we? Yeah, no, we literally saw the dude put the cape on, throw the ball in to win a dunk contest. Nobody's ever won. That's how great Dwight Howard is. Nobody's ever won a dunk contest throwing the ball in, not dunking. Nobody's ever won a dunk contest off of not dunking. That's
my
superiority
man,
to
my man miscalculated and still got a 50.
still got a 50. Didn't even graze the rim. They said he was so high he threw the ball into the rim. No. Now he was too far away from the rim. That was not the intent. Y'all gave him a 50 anyways. So yeah, no, you're not about to look. You know, I can't even be mad at John Moran no more because of that. Can't even be mad at him because of that. Because that dude gets more hype for almost dunking on people more than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I got the quote. What he said about the Brooke Lopez thing. Yeah, he said Dwight Howard, who is a pick and roll player, some people say he's the best center in the league, but me being an old school center, I'm gonna go with Brooke Lope. I've said Rob. No, he meant to say Brooke, but he said I'll go with Robin Lopez and Andrew Bynum because they play with their backs to the basket. They had to make sure that he meant Brooke or he meant Robin, but he changed. But he said he meant to say Brooke Lopez. He said same thing. They're brothers. So it's Brooke. So he would have taken Brooke Lopez and Andrew Bynum over Dwight Howard because Dwight Howard played more pick and roll.
And I said this once, I'll say it a million times. There's really Lakers fans really do believe that that dude was better than Dwight Howard. They're the only people I've ever seen believe that. Like Lakers fans are the only people like the only difference between Lakers fans and Cowboy fans are the fact that the Cowboys don't win championships anymore, and the Lakers at least have one championship in the last decade or so. Because Lakers fans will tell you that Kobe's the greatest player ever. No, nobody but Lakers fans say that. And I was never a Kobe guy, but only Lakers fans will say that he's the greatest player ever and or better than Michael Jordan. There is not a single person who does not represent the black the black the purple and gold that believes that. Not a one. If they do, please hit us up. Hit us up in the group. Um, they will also believe. They also believe that Andrew Bynum, his best season, doesn't hold up to anything Dwight Howard did. Anything. And this dude was coached by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was taken under wing by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And then he shot a three-pointer, immediately went to the bench. Then he had the half a soul goal throw when he was on the bench in Philadelphia. Like, bro had the Ike Turner cut, and then he was cut.
But and they signed him to a huge deal, I think,
Yes.
just for him to sit on the bench to let it
I
shine through.
remember one of the weirdest lines I ever heard in a rap song. No, it was on a freestyle. The Game. He said, "All my dudes gully, no Andrew Bynums." I still don't know what that means.
It doesn't mean anything.
I don't know what that means to this day. So yeah, I don't know why Shaq, like I said, I mean, if he would have said like that's his preference or whatever, guys who would play with their back to the basket. I'm not mad at that, but I'm like, this dude was. I'm trying to think. Defensive centers that led their team to the finals.
The defensive centers that led their teams to the finals.
Yeah, like guys you would consider like the top defensive centers that led their teams to the finals. Bill
Ever?
Russell, yeah. Bill
Okay.
Russell, let me rephrase that. With that wasn't known for offense.
Would Wes Unseld
Because
even be?
you gotta think Wilt Chamberlain was an excellent defensive center, but he was also known for his offense.
Mm.
Hakeem was an excellent defensive center, but he's actually more known for his offense, surprisingly. But David Robinson, he was a great defensive center, but he was more he actually I wouldn't say he was more known for his offense. No, yeah, actually I would. So shoot. So let's say Bill Russell just led their team to the finals, not necessarily won the finals.
Would no, because
Wes
I don't. Okay.
Wes Unseld, definitely. He was not an offensive force. Um, Dwight. you could. I don't think he led his team to the finals, but you can say Ben Wallace.
I was thinking about Dave Cowens, but I don't know what his.
I don't even as much historic basketball as I've watched. I don't really remember him that much, but I also didn't watch him very much.
Will Bill Walton be in that category
Yeah,
or?
absolutely. Hell no. Hell no. No, he was. I mean, he wasn't a defensive center. No, not like not
Words
saying.
didn't even come out of your mouth until you said hell no.
Yeah, no, no, not that. Like I thought. I do believe that Bill Walton being on the top 50 greatest players of all time. He 75, yeah, 50, no, but but though I do think that what he did in college and also what he did in his time in the NBA was fantastic. He wasn't a defensive center. He was more known for his offense. One can say he was Jokic of the 70s. Like I said, Bill Walton, Kevin Love, Nikola Jokic, three guys who are all kind of similar games cut from the same cloth. You know what I'm saying? So like, for their times, anyways, they were guys you can run the offense through. They were really good at passing, outlet passes, could score the basketball, could rebound the hell out of the basketball. So like, you know, very very versatile offensively, but not known for defense. So yeah, nah, yeah, I would say those four guys. Patrick Ewing, probably more balanced, but I think he was probably more known for his defense. But
Mhm.
probably more. But again, I think him and David Robinson are too balanced to be put in that category personally. So yeah, it's just like but you think Bill Russell is the greatest center of all time according to Shaq. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, or no, maybe I don't know if I can't remember if he actually thinks he was the greatest, but he's up there. And Dwight Howard is our generation's Bill Russell. Didn't win the championships, but as far as his game is concerned, how he dominated defensively, yeah. Dwight, the fact that Rudy Gobert has 4 defensive player of the years, if Rudy Gobert has 4 defensive player of the years, Dwight Howard should have 6. Like logically speaking, just similar to like I feel like if Steve Nash has 2 MVPs, Jordan should have 10. LeBron should have 10. I know they didn't play at the same time, but like that's the lot. Like we shouldn't let these voting slide. You know, it's like even with Jokic this year, he shouldn't be the MVP this year, but they should have gave it to the right person last year. Nobody knows why
Yeah.
he got it last year over Shea, but now this year, where he actually has a legitimate case to win it over SGA, which I don't think he should, but he actually has a legitimate case. I wouldn't be mad if he won it, but they keep giving it to the wrong person to appease people. And in all honesty, Shea should be a 2-time MVP right now. He's played that well,
Yeah.
and he's led his team. He led his team to the 1 seed last year with 58 wins, and then won. What was their record this year? 67 wins. Then turned around and won
Yeah.
9 more games. Come on, dog. Don't make no damn sense. But because Jokic averaged a triple double, who y'all said it didn't mean anything when Russell Westbrook kept doing it, now it means something again. I hate you fans, man. I
Yeah,
really
because
do.
Russ has done it 4 times.
4 times. I think 3 back to back. I think 3 in a row.
It's like he did it the first time, historic. He did it the second time, it don't mean shit. He did it the third time, now he just stat padding.
That's what I'm saying. Don't make no damn sense. So your thoughts on Shaq and Dwight? Like, do you believe that
Like
this
that.
whole kiss and makeup thing that they kind of portrayed? I'm not really buying it all the way. Because why would he have Shaq, who's been his biggest hater his whole career, walk him to the podium for the Hall of Fame when he's had relationships with other guys? That sounds crazy
Yeah,
talking
it's
about
like
Dwight
I,
Howard.
yo,
That sounds crazy talking about
it's
Dwight
not
Howard.
consensual if it's a surprise.
I don't know why that just came to my mind, but pause. You know what I'm saying? Relationship with other guys in Dwight Howard. But yeah, but like unless he really don't have no friends in the league, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
All right, so there's something that just don't add up with it. Like it's like there's no way that somebody who's been, I don't know if a detriment to my career is a stretch, but
Nah, that's not the right word because he didn't do anything to him.
y- no, somebody who's been a hater
Yeah,
my entire career. Like there's no way in hell I'm asking you to induct me into the Hall of Fame. No, it's like I'm gonna get inducted. And I'm talking all the shit in the world. It's like
yeah.
yo, like I'm because
As
it's
long
like
as you don't put everybody in the Hall of Fame like Chris Carter. As long as you don't have a Chris Carter rant, I'm okay with it.
yeah, I'm like it's like so somebody yeah like him doing what like the Superman thing. It was like that shit was childish. Then you basically picking a guy who can't average 5 rebounds a game is that oh because he plays with his back to the basket. It's funny. You say he plays with his back to the basket and now he a pick and roll player. Okay, that made
He
that
don't even roll. He pops. He's a pick and
oh yeah,
pop
he a
player.
pick and pop. My fault, my fault. So yeah, you've been beefing with me over something that doesn't even belong to you in the Superman moniker. Like you all you've done was talk trash. Then it's like I finally come and talk to you, and now all of a sudden, oh, it was like I never had an issue with you. It's like could have fooled me, motherfucker.
Yeah,
It was like how do I describe it? It's it's like the boy that keeps on picking on the girl in school, like takes her shit and all that, makes fun of her. Now she don't like it, and then all of a sudden it was like, you know, I like you, right? It was like, but all the shit you've been doing, you could have fooled me.
yeah,
Like, like it's this is it. It just doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't invite anybody, or I wouldn't ask the one person who's been hating on everything I've been doing. Like I think even when he won his ring, he said something about yeah, he had something negative to say. It was like, "Oh, you only got 1 ring." It was like, You ain't got as many as me, it don't matter." It's like, "Shaq, cut it the fuck out." Because because it's not easy to how many Hall of Famers don't have hardware? So, you can't sit here and act as if it's like, "Oh, he should have as many," like, it's you've been you've been an asshole his entire career.
yeah.
Don't sit here and act as if you just gonna pull the wool over our eyes and be like, "Oh, I know who said I ever had a problem with you." The th- all the interviews and shit, whenever his name gets brought up, you gotta. He's like you saying nothing but net bad things about him. Who said I didn't like him? Like you said, if you don't got a relationship with me like that, because you never formed any sort of relationship with him,
because it's like yeah, your legacy was stamped in Orlando, and then he becomes the number one overall pick to Orlando, and then he's doing his thing in your house. Then the whole Superman thing pop up, and now you just shoot. He even became a journeyman like you. Y'all careers is damn near the same. It's like he's like you went from it's like even though he didn't go to the Lakers right after, I don't believe. Or did he go to the Lakers when he left? Because I don't remember if he went to the Lakers or if he went to the Rockets. So it's like y'all basically because I think he went to I think he was in Orlando, then he went to the Lakers to play with Kobe. Then he ended up going to the Rockets. Then he became a who he played for player. But then he went back to LA and won a championship with LeBron. And then started
Yeah, he went
surprisingly
to the Lakers after, right after.
because I think wait, then he went to the Lakers, then I think he went to the Rockets.
Yeah, then Atlanta, then Charlotte. You know, he had a 30-30 game with Charlotte.
Really?
Yeah, that was when he was washed up, supposedly.
Yeah, and I think after
I
Charlotte, he
think
went
he
to like
averaged.
Washington.
I think when he was with Charlotte, and they said he was like a cancer in the locker room and all kinds of stuff. I think he averaged like a double double. I think he's averaged like 19 and some change.
He's a cancer in the not he was a cancer in the locker room because they hadn't seen no shit like that. It's like it's like this dude. It's like hold up, this dude wants to win. That's not our culture.
No. He was averaging 16 and 12.
It's like that's not our culture. But yeah, there's no way. There's no way. Like what's it called? I'll even though it's like I'd rub it in your face at the ceremony. I don't want you up there with me. What makes you think that
Yeah.
you deserve to be up there with me? If I'm gonna talk my shit, you don't deserve to be up here with me. It's like I paved my way, and even with you trashing me my entire career, I stand on this stage being honored,
Yeah.
and it was no thanks to you.
And the fact that he's not on the top 75 list is
It makes it even worse.
that he might be the most disrespected player of all time.
I'm
Like
saying, yeah,
seriously. Seriously.
yeah, but that's my take on it. It's like, look, I went through my entire career with you basically being my enemy. There's no way in hell you can justify asking him to walk up on stage with you, um, while you're getting your biggest honor and think that he could just say, "Oh, who said I didn't like you?" It's like, did you forget all the shit that you said? Strike it
Yeah.
from the record is like what is every interview that you said something negative about me just redacted, nigga? Nah, we good.
Yeah. Anyway, shout out to Dwight Howard, man. Dwight Howard, in my opinion, centers I've watched play, like actually watched play while they were playing, top five. Top five for sure. Yeah. Definitely the best of yeah. Nah, he probably won't be top five. No, because no, I can't put Embiid on there because Embiid don't play enough. But yeah, top five for sure. Well, I might have to think about that because I just thought about it. I did come up where I saw David Robinson, Patrick Ewing. No, he's better than Patrick. But David Robinson, Hakeem, Shaq, Jokic. Might be right at number five. Might be right at number five. I don't know. Anyways, all right, I'm over it. I think we got it.
All right.
Zero, what's your parting shots?
My parting shot is mental health is real because I don't know if because the former LSU receiver Kyron Lacey, he was involved in a hit and run that and a 78-year-old man lost his life, and he was basically a few days from having to deal with this court case, and they found him dead. So I don't know if he took his own life because of the pressures of what was going on, but there are people in the comments that were like basically like we don't care because he took somebody else's life. It's like it's always it's always the people it always seems like it's always the people who are never in those sort of situations that always feel like they got all the answers. That always think that they could just say whatever it is as they want to. But it's like who knows how much pressure he was under, how he felt afterwards because this is something that was very serious, and he probably succumbed to the pressure, and he just succumbed to the pressure. It's like folks today just lack empathy and lack any understanding, and it's like folks just don't give a fuck anymore. And it's honestly embarrassing. It was like, yes, it was like what he did was wrong, and who knows what he may have been feeling before he did what he did. That's assuming that he did take his own life. But folks need to get off their damn high horse because a life was lost, and folks always think that they could just say whatever it is that they feel like saying. Like if I just hate these holier than thou ass niggas. But rest in peace to the victim and Kyron Lacey. Like like folks need to get off their high horse and think that they could just say whatever it is that they want to because the fact of the matter is if the same thing happened to somebody in their family, would they open their mouth or go on the internet and say the same shit? Would they keep the same energy? And I guarantee you the answer is going to be no. Because it's different when it hits closer to home. That's my parting shot.
Yeah, that's tough. Um, my parting shot is, and the new unified champion of the world, Jerron Boots Ennis. Excellent performance. Yeah, it was maybe last year. When the Spence fight? Oh damn! When did the Spence and Crawford fight happen? I think it
It's
was
like
2 years ago. July will be 2 years ago, actually. Wow,
time flies.
that's crazy. But
Time,
anyways, And I remember us having a conversation, and I was like, "Yo, if he need to fight Stanionis, like I think he'd beat him, but he need to fight guys like Crawford's gone now. Crawford said once he beat Spence, he ain't never going back to 147. So stamp your own legacy. You don't need Crawford. You need the guys who are in their prime while you're in your prime, dominate and dominate them. That's exactly what he did. He won every round, in my opinion. Boots is the damn truth. Shout to Boots. Congratulations. Not a fan of his. I think he did some sucker stuff when it came to Crawford, trying to make the Crawford fight. But hell of a fighter. Like hell of a fighter. Like I'm not a fan of his personally, but I'll watch him fight. We probably won't pay to watch him fight, but I'll watch him fight as many times as he can because he's that damn good. Anyways, that's it for us. It's late. I need to get to bed. And thank y'all so much for listening. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.